Hello everyone, welcome to Unicorn Light Tarot. Sincerely hope everybody is doing amazingly well today. Welcome to our Halloween and New Moon reading. We got a whimsical cast of characters here. Welcome if you are brand new, returning, or a new subscriber. Welcome one and all. So today we are doing which Halloween object has a message for you, and we are going to be concentrating on messages from Samhain. Of course, that's Halloween, with our new moon in Scorpio, which is coming in November 4th, next Thursday. We're concentrating on messages of growth and support at this time. So this new moon in Scorpio is going to be pretty intense and pretty amazing, allowing us to dig deep. And of course, the veil is very thin at the moment with our beautiful Halloween or Samhain. And for those of you who are practitioners, or those of you who love herbalism and the moon and beauty, it is the witch's new moon also, which is Halloween or Samhain coming in. So today we have three piles as usual. The first pile is going to be the icon. Of course, it's going to be the crystal ball, and we have a very specific crystal ball here. So if that is calling to you, then that is your pile one. Then of course we have the iconic black cat for, let's see, she speaks. The iconic black cat, that is your pile two if you are resonating with the black cat. And of course, no Halloween would be complete without some kind of skeleton. And of course, in Unicorn Light Tarot, we have to have a unicorn skeleton. So if that image is resonating with you, then that is your pile three. As always, take as much time as you need to come into who you are and energize. Lots of deep breaths. You're welcome to go ahead and pause the video. The timestamps are down below as always. The more aligned you are with your own energy and with your own heart chakra, the more these readings of growth and support are going to resonate with you. So I'm going to take just a large deep breath myself. Hold for a moment and slowly release, allowing all of my energy to really come back in to my body. Just really feeling into my body. If you are or identify as a star seed, it's not always very comfortable to feel into your body. Do you ever feel that? It's really have to make sure that I'm in my body. A lot of the time I've got to make a conscious effort to do that. So go ahead and do that and come back to yourself. And and then after we finished the reading, however long, 10-15 minutes, you can go back to your life, pick up whatever you need, whatever thoughts you need to pick up. That's all completely up to you. But for now, let's stay in the present moment and stay together. Right, let's get you some messages. So we're going to put aside pile two and our little witchy cat. Oh, I guess they're lovers. Doesn't want to, don't leave without me. And then pile three here with our skeleton unicorn. So if you chose the crystal ball, then this is your reading. So again, we are doing, you've chosen your object. So we are doing the Samhain, or the new beginnings of the new moon in Scorpio, messages of growth and support. We're going to start off here with some oracle cards and move on to our classic Halloween tarot today. Let's see what messages we have for you. So first message of the day is your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. See what that means. And you've got fear and it's reversed. Don't always do that with oracle cards, but I'm gonna allow it today. And then you've got beauty. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then a woman holding a coin. Okay, so we're just gonna go out on a limb here and just tell you pretty much what we are feeling at this point. So There is a movement for you moving along, and there's a lot of support for you moving along in this sort of new venture that you've got going on. There's sort of this precipice, feels as though you may have come out of sort of what we call the void or the womb state, ready to make sort of a new commitment to yourself, a new commitment to be out in the world, but to do it sort of on your own terms. And there's little sort of compartments that you've been taking care of. A lot of you realize that, you know, once you sort out the inner, your external world starts to change. So taking profound responsibility for your action, not projecting on the outside or the exterior, bringing everything back. And of course, this is a wonderful way to see it, because, you know, you have complete control in a way of, we don't have control over the world, but we do have control over how we react. We do have control over the responsibility that we have. And most of all, which is really important for you, Pile 1, is that you have control over how you see yourself, how you view yourself, the beauty that you see. Everything that you've been through, every experience that you've been through, that's brought you through to who you are, and the wisdom that you share and now want to share into the world and integrate into a larger sort of precipice, a larger sort of space. So for you, it's coming back to the beauty, being able to see the beauty in absolutely everything, even in the chaos, even in what we consider the decay, even as things sort of shift and move, being able to see the beauty in absolutely all of it. And this is something that's really important to you. Now, there's a part of you that's very practical, and that's absolutely wonderful. We would never say anything about that in any kind of bad way. But sometimes it does pull you back, because you're waiting for sort of this practical plan again to move forward. And in the past, you've had a plan to move forward. You've checked things off the list and you've done this. Now, this is a time that's asking you to sort of do the opposite. It's asking you to take fear, if there's a little bit of fear or trepidation, which is more specific to where you are, and just kind of go for it. Choose something and go for it, and just have faith that you're going to land on your own 2 feet. If what you choose isn't quite right for you, you're going to be placed in a different direction, and a different path will become available to you. But you're asking to sort of lay caution to the wind in a way, and just sort of go for it. Now, the thing is with you guys is that you have a very firm idea of your blueprint that's been activated, of what you want to do on sort of a larger scale. So if we asked you to write it down sort of in a paragraph, or, you know, even in a sentence, you would be quite clear for it. I'm here to spread beauty. I'm here to do this. I'm here to do that. Most of you will agree on what it is that you're here to do, but there will be different variants, because this is a general reading. But when we ask you about how you will go about doing that, and the specificity of that, that's when it's not even falling short. That's when there's some oohs and some ha's and some, I'm not too sure. I think I want to do this. I think I want to do that. I'm not too sure if this is, you know, going to bring me to what it is that we want to do, that I want to do, or I don't know how this will end up being or looking. So in order for you to move forward, just in a way that's sort of less calculated, in a way that's less fearful of the future, of not making the wrong decision moving forward, or making sure that everything you do is in alignment with whatever it is that you're here to do in this lifetime. And by the way, it is. It's just throwing caution to the wind and just choosing something. Now, as this new moon comes in, you have the chance for this new beginning. You have the chance to take it. And the one thing that we don't want you really to do is to overthink it. We want you to go with your gut. We want you to go in with your heart chakra and just really remember that, keep in mind what it is that you're here to do. Bring beauty, bring love. A lot of you are here to shine a light on the healing process and the way in which we can heal in sort of a brand new way. A lot of you are about standing in authenticity, being seen for who you are, and there's ways of moving forward with that. Once you hold that energy of this is what I'm here to do, the energy of it will be enough to propel you forward. You don't need to sort of micromanage the smaller parts of it, or worry for, really micromanaging. Worry about the smaller parts if you're moving forward in the right direction. If you're not, you'll be redirected. But it's important for you to get out there and make a move. Some of you are sort of waiting for some signs from the universe to move forward. Now, there's nothing intrinsically wrong with that. However, the universe is sort of waiting for you to make a move so they can help you move forward. So you're playing this sort of weird chess game where you're both waiting to make a move and neither one of you really knows whose turn it is. So if you're feeling in that, choose something, move forward, have faith in that, and at the same time sort of let it go. Absolutely put your energy behind it and see where it goes, but just choose something, throw caution to the wind and get it going. Right after the full moon's coming in the 4th of November, you've got this energy of the new moon of making that shift. Choose something and move forward. For each and every one of you, it will look different. It doesn't even have to be a big move. Just move forward. But move in a direction and do something. This is about kinetic energy. Once you put the kinetic energy out into the world, the universe will match that energy and move you forward or move you aside or move you in that direction. But stop playing this game of chess where you're waiting for these signs and waiting for everything to be really, really clear before you move forward. This is a way in which you may have been working in the past, and it may have worked beautifully for you, but we've shifted. The energy has shifted, timelines have shifted. None of that is going to work for you anymore. So if you're waiting for that, you might be feeling frustrated, and some of you might even be feeling a little bit down where you're turning on yourself and starting to doubt yourself because there's a little bit of inaction going on. But it's just the rise of the inaction that's causing you to feel like a little bit antsy or a little like nothing's happening or feeling as though you are stuck. Some of you are feeling as though you're stuck. Although when you look around, you've got all the pieces of the puzzle right there. The universe is asking you to make the puzzle, to put it all together. You're not waiting for any of these pieces to come in. You're just waiting to move forward. So let's get you some more, hopefully some more specific information here. And remember, you cannot go wrong when you understand and utilize and really ground into the energy of why you're here. Some of you are here to spread beauty, to spread love, to spread decency, to bring about humanity. Again, standing in authenticity is another theme for you guys. Unconditional love. The way in which we heal, breaking down those systems that are already crumbling, where people are healing, quote unquote, healing within these systems, sort of breaking free from those systems and being able to see people for who they truly are, the beauty of who they truly are, without having a system in the way telling us how we need to act toward each other and how we need to heal. So all of you have this within your DNA that's been clicked in within your blueprint one way or another. So you're not at a loss. You understand what that is. It's just a matter of moving forward and making that work. Now, there is success for you without a shadow of a doubt in every way, shape, or form. Standing in the limelight, standing in the moonlight, standing for what you believe. There will be others there for you to help you also. Soul family energy coming in once you move forward and make that move. Even as we talked about the chess set coming up, even if you just move that pawn, that one move, that will be enough. But also, you're being asked to really step into it. So if you move that, even if you do a small move, move it. Move it with certainty. Move with certainty. You know, it's going to be fine. Move with certainty in any direction. But let your internal self, your heart chakra, let your intuition guide you in which direction. Don't worry about what it's going to look like or how it's going to end up. You're going to be on all sorts of different beautiful magical paths, but make that move. So underneath this practical plan, yes, you have the Fool. You have this really beautiful understanding of everything that you have, of juggling everything, and you have the chance to be able to put it out into the world and be seen for exactly who you are. Not everybody will see you for exactly who you are, but that's fine. You're not here to save everybody, so who cares? But the right people will see you standing in your authenticity, and then you will feel that surge of purpose that you've been, you know, some of you have been a little bit disconnected from. But again, you've got all the pieces of the puzzle. You're just wondering how to put it together. And some of you are trying to put it together the way in which you used to. And again, none of that stuff from the past, the way in which you worked before, is going to work at all. It's just not going to. You have a ton of support. And you have everybody waiting for you in and around you. A lot of you can either feel as if you're sort of disconnected and you feel as though you're a little bit lost. That's because you're sort of spinning your wheels. Or some of you can just feel like, you're spinning your wheels, and you feel as though you're going to sort of blow up, but you also feel as though somehow you're going to be okay, because you've got that support in and around you, and it's almost like, they're watching you. They're waiting for you to make that move, and then they can help you. And a lot of you have been saying, I need some help, I need some guidance, but then you're not actually. The guidance is you stepping in and making that move, the practicality of it moving forward. So the practical plan is moving forward. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't run the numbers in your head. Don't do anything like that. I mean, obviously, don't spend, $1 million that you don't have doing that, but you're not going to do that anyway. You don't have to overthink the process. Just move forward. So under fear reversed, you have the sun. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. You have the sun. You cannot go wrong. You really cannot. Everything that you've done has brought you to this point. You're absolutely ready to shine and be out there. And also, this is a time for limelight. This is time for you to stand in your leadership role, which is a role that you signed up for. One way or another, pile one, you did on your own terms. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to freak yourself out. You don't need to be anywhere and standing in a position that you don't need to be. If you don't want to be in politics, you're not going to be. The universe is absolutely clear about your blueprint and how to guide you and how to direct you. It's time that you sort of hand over the reins a little bit and surrender into this process. This is the perfect time to be able to do this. A lot of stuff has been coming up for you. Again, nothing for you to go down the rabbit hole with or anything, but a lot of things have been coming up for you to release. You're finally ready to be able to do this. And you've been on the precipice of being able to do this for a while. You've known, it's just a sense of timing. Maybe it isn't the right time, or I just need to get this ready, or I'm not too sure. And that's fine. This is divine timing. This is ready for you to do this. But this is divine timing to step in 2 feet, whatever it is that you decide, no matter how big or how small, check in, make sure your intuition is there. Go in with your alignment. Once you're aligned and it feels right, do it with your own 2 feet in. I'm absolutely in. That's another thing that you've done before. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Just in case it doesn't work out, I'm not going to put all my energy into it. I'm just going to do it half-arsed, and then it starts taking off, and then it doesn't. It sort of falls flat. Your energy needs to be completely behind it. Now, if your energy is completely behind something and something better comes in, that's wonderful. The energy that you have will take you on to the next step, and then you'll move up, you'll move up, you'll move up. But if you're doing it sort of lukewarm with 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're going to get these mediocre results, which you're not willing to put up with anymore. That's not the life that you signed up for. You've done that consistently. Now you don't need to do that anymore. This is high flying times for you. And this isn't about the ego. This isn't about, I need to be here to be seen. My ego needs this. This is about clicking into your blueprint and being the leader that you've been preparing for many lifetimes to be. This is just about you stepping into the role that you planned for yourself. That's it. It's got nothing to do with the ego, and you're here to do it. So underneath beauty, you have the Empress, absolutely. And you have this, you have this beautiful knowledge that's coming in, and keep getting the vision of working in perfect balance one way or another. And perfect balance isn't like 25%, 25%, 25, because we're thinking about the elements. You've got perfect elements working with you. So if it's something that you work with, with elements, this is something that'd be great, and elementals also. So you've got a lot of, I was going to say earth, wind, and fire, but I think that's a group, but you know what I mean. Air, water, earth, and fire. These elements are perfectly balanced within you. You have the knowledge of each of these elements, because you're alchemists, to be able to work the magic in the world that you want, coupled with all of the beautiful and interesting experiences that you've been through that have caused you to come out into this world with a great amount of wisdom, not to mention everything that you've learned from all of your past lives, from presenting karma and working through karma, and everything that you've actually physically worked on and been in previous lifetimes is coded in your DNA. So there's a whole slew of energy that's coming to the forefront that is looking to be integrated out into the world. And this is your time to do it. Again, new moon. Now, work with the energy of the universe, absolutely, but make sure your entire heart is in your next move. That's the way you're going to get things going. That's the way you're going to feel as though you're on track. You're actually not off track. Some of you are feeling as though you're a little bit lost or a little off track. You're really not. You're actually so firmly on the track that you can't see that you're on the track, but you're not moving forward, so it doesn't feel as though you're on the track. But you are. Your wheels are on the track. They're ready to go. You just got to go for it. So woman holding the coin, again, 2 of pumpkins. You've got this ability to be able to juggle a few different things going on at the same time. And again, this brings us back to the understanding of that even if you move forward, again, put all of your heart into this next move. If it isn't the right move for you, or the universe, give the universe some time to counter your move with something that could be bigger, putting you in a better position, a bigger position. But putting all your energy into that, the universe will match that energy and put you in a better situation, or it will support you exactly where you are and rise you up. Either way, you cannot go wrong. So if, you know, this whole idea and this understanding of being flexible, of moving forward, of surrendering, it means that no matter what happens, you've got this, and to enjoy the journey as you get there. So this is your time to be able to do this if any of you are feeling stuck. Now, you know, it's going to look different for each and every one of you about what that move looks like. For most of you, it's opportunities in the world. It's about changing what you do for a living. A lot of you is like for that. For some of you, it's changing up in relationships and changing where you live, the prospects of that. But for all of you, in one way, shape, or form, it's about stepping up into a new way of being in the world that matches your vibration. You've been keeping your vibration high, but you've been keeping it high in a very particular way. You've been keeping it contained and high. Now you get to, you know, unleash the containment and see where it can go and have that magical life. So you're able to juggle and move forward with this flexibility, knowing that you can go in any direction, but again, having that firm instrument at the beginning saying, yes, I'm absolutely doing this, and enjoying it. And that's part of clicking you onto the journey and enjoying this magical journey, because it's really not about the destination, it's about the journey. But you've got absolutely everything there moving you forward, and you've got all of your guides. You've even got your ancestors in and around you. You might have been having some crazy dreams. Some of you have been having some dreams where things are coming up. So the last remnants really of your subconscious is coming up. Some of it's a little bit dark, but it's coming up to be released. Again, don't go down the rabbit hole. Nothing else needs to be done. But for some of you, you're also getting the subconscious in the dreams where you're actually being shown exactly where you are. You know, your energy is providing this, it's giving you that, it's whatever. It's wonderful. You know, and your ancestors are there too. They're absolutely, the veil is thin around this time. They're there for you in support. And they're at the beginning line going, go on, go on. Some of them are even pushing you at the beginning of the line going, get on it. You know, they're actually pushing you. And there's different ways that this will manifest. Sometimes it could be physical, but there's other ways, you know, for you to realize that if you're the one that where your ancestors are doing that to you, they're actually going, this is the time, get going. So this is a wonderful time for you. And again, it doesn't need to be entirely clear about what your next move is, insofar as being entirely clear about what your next move is, yes, but it doesn't have to be entirely clear about where it'll end up in the grand scheme of things, which might be tripping you up. Just choose the next stage, move it forward, that's fine. It's probably best for you not to think too far down the line for now. Things can change on a whim once things get solidified. But if that's tripping you up, don't worry about it. Practical plans be damned. You've done that before. Go out on a limb. It's going to feel right to you. The rest of the plans will come in. It'll all make sense to you later on down the line. So this is the time for you to embrace adventure and get on there. Again, don't make any silly decisions. This is all about coming into and learning to trust your intuition and making sure that your decisions are in alignment with your blueprint and who you are. And that's where the success is going to come. But based on this, your success is already there. So let's see what we have for you. I am connected to the earth and all life around me, and my words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. And that's that beauty coming in again. Remember, as you move forward and as you go ahead and start completing this, because it is a completion and moving on to a new beginning, be compassionate to yourself. Hold the love vibes, the empathy vibes, no matter what, and keep that essence of beauty. You are here to present beauty and make things beautiful. Keep that with you. And also remember that you are connected very much to the earth, but you're also here to send that connection out to the world, the earth. You're here to integrate and feel that excuse me, on every level, which is why you're stepping into the limelight, stepping into this leadership role at this time. This new moon is coming in for you. Dig deep with that Scorpio energy and go out there and choose something. You are guaranteed for it to shine beauty. I keep seeing shining dogs for those of you who are dog lovers. Whatever it is that you love, putting your 2 feet in and absolutely going for it, no matter how seemingly small this movement forward is. Put all of your heart in there. Make sure it's aligned with who you are, and then watch the dogs, the beautiful dogs, the kitty cats, the spiders, whatever it is that you love. Well, it is Halloween. The money rain down. Whatever it is, it's all available to you. So that's what we have for you, Pile 1. Your beautiful Samhain, your new beginning, your new moon, your Halloween reading of support and growth. Go be you. We are sending you so much love and support for exactly who you are and where you are in the world. Come visit us again, and until we meet again, take care. Bye-bye. Hey, beautiful Pile 2s. If you chose the Black Kitty Cat, then this is your reading. And again, this is which Halloween object has a message for you, and yours is the Black Kitty Cat. And we are doing Halloween or Samhain, new moon in Scorpio messages of growth and support. So let's get right into your reading. We will start off with these oracle readings and move on to our special Halloween tarot for you. So let's get right in. And you have what do you need to release? That is your first card. I'm just going to put them all out here. You have protection. You have understanding, and you have door to value. Absolutely. So this is the sum of its marks coming in here, really understanding who you are and your value. So this is about you standing in your own sort of pleasure, your own beauty, and really understanding who it is that you are. And also, most importantly, Pile 2, embracing that beautiful sort of, I keep seeing a diamond, sort of an inner diamond, and embracing that beauty that you have, that some of you may have perceived as weakness before, but it's the divine feminine, the softness side of you coming in. And also understanding your value and your desire, matching your desire with your value. You always have a lot of passion and a lot of desire to get out there with varied different results throughout your life. And it's not because you weren't passionate, and it's not because you weren't powerful in your own way, and it certainly isn't that you are not connected or you're not talented. You're insanely talented, Pile 2. But you get these very different results, and you're here to actually make, what do you say, a really big spark or a really big splash on Earth. You really are. You've been preparing for many, many sort of lifetimes, and you come down into this lifetime to be a guide. And again, we said in Pile 1, completely different energy. We said in Pile 1, this got nothing to do with your ego, right? This is about your DNA. This is about what it is that you're here to do, and this is about acting within that, activating within what it is that you're supposed to do, your role here. So there's nothing egotistical about it, right? So this is really understanding that you are protected no matter what, in any direction that you move in. And part of this protection is to do with your first chakra, working on the crux of your first chakra, putting it together. Some of it has been sort of, for some of you, it's been sort of dismantled, and it's something that you needed to do in order to sort of like figure out some stuff and to heal. And it's about putting back that first chakra. So it supports you. You feel supported. You feel as though you're safe in the world. You feel as though you're safe in every direction that you move in, no matter where you go. You take that first chakra, that sense of safety with you, rather than seeking out places of safety, which is what you've done before. So you sort of stayed in your lane a little bit, Pal 2. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's a way. All right, I just want to, there's shining the light. So you've stayed in your lane a little bit, Pal 2. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. In your lane, as it were, you've learned many skills. Again, you've gotten very good at what it is that you're here to do. Some of you are artists, some of you are activists, some of you are both. Some of you are channelers, some of you are empaths, and the way in which you work with alchemy is absolutely stunning. So it's staying in one place for you was probably a good thing in many ways, because you were able to really focus and hone in and complete what it is that you're supposed to do. But now you're being asked out to be out into the world. And again, we have this new moon coming in Scorpio to dig deep and this brand new beginning. So there's a little bit of a holding pattern that you keep yourself in. Again, sort of the same as Pal 1, but very different energy, insofar as you're the one that's holding yourself back because of the safety issue, feeling as though, put out a little feeler, I'll do this and then I'll come back and I'll do that. So there's a lot of essence, and for each and every one of you, this will feel a little bit different to you. And if this is triggering, first of all, we're terribly sorry, but sit with the triggering for a while and wonder why it is triggering you if you are being triggered. This essence of playing small. You're being asked to, everything that you've done and prepared yourself for in this lifetime is for you to play large, right? Now you have the chance to really step out there and to stop playing small. But it's about really enacting and really pulling together this first chakra and feeling very, very safe no matter where you go, and rebuilding that chakra and moving into the second chakra, which is your creativity chakra. And that's where, the womb is, everything's there for you to create. And that chakra is absolutely gorgeous because you've been really creating this entire time. Some of you behind closed doors, as it were, but you've been creating so much and you're very good at what you do. But that chakra cannot shine until you really delve into, and it's not really delving into for work to be done or healing to be done, but until you claim that first chakra. And part of claiming your first chakra in a very practical way is saying, what do I not need anymore in my life? Now, one of the things that you do not need is to treat yourself like a second-class citizen, which is sometimes what you do. So if somebody else walks into the room, you'll automatically assume that you come second one way or another, or that's happened in the past. Now, you've been shifting this energy and you don't vocalize it, and there's many ways in your life across the board where you've shifted and changed that. Well done, and you've healed that. But there's still an aspect of you that wonders if you're the one in the room that's the one that's deserved of what it is that you want. So you standing in there, and even if you do claim it, it feels a little egotistical. Again, it's not egotistical to click into what it is you're supposed to do, your DNA, your blueprint, and shine the way that you were meant to. You've been leading up to this. You've been doing all of the work. You've been what has all this healing been for? So you can see your true beauty, and then you can step into your light. If it helps you feel better about this, you're stepping into your light so you can help humanity, so you can help others. You can stand in your authenticity and teach others how to do that just by being you, right? There's nothing egotistical about this. You absolutely deserve everything that you've done. And regardless of how you've learned and what energy and time you've put into it, whether it's been seen as quote unquote successful in the external world, whether you've done it out in the external world, or whether you've done it behind closed doors, it doesn't matter. You've put in the work, you've done it. You deserve this limelight, you deserve this new beginning, and you deserve to step up into this frequency, to be seen for exactly who you are, and to be revered for exactly what you do, because you're bloody good at it. So it's really about understanding that you deserve this, right? At the last piece of the puzzle here is not anything that you need to heal. It's not anything that you need to learn. You're constantly going to be learning and researching and moving forward and expanding. That's who you are. You're a starseed at heart. That's what they do. You're never going to stop that. But you know enough to be able to do and move forward the way in which you want, and to be able to claim these rewards that you've been working towards. It's all coming into the value of how you see yourself, right? So the way in which you speak to yourself, the way in which you love yourself, the way in which you have unconditional love, do you have unconditional love? The way in which you step into that compassion for yourself, the way in which you forgive yourself, the way in which you love yourself at every crevice and every cell. Speak to your cells, speak to every part of you. The way in which you accept every aspect of who you are and love every aspect of who you are, integrated right into that first chakra, is going to create this beautiful sort of aura of protection, where you feel protected no matter who you are and where you go, to move forward in the way that you want to, where there's no hesitation about moving forward in any direction. Just that energy brings in the light and puts you in a position to be in the limelight, which is something that you're here to do. Now, this new moon in Scorpio is coming in for the chance for you to be able to do that. It's coming in real soon, right? I think it's next Thursday, the 4th of November. And as my husband said, and I'm going to put this forward, I think he didn't make this up, I don't think, but it's November. And I absolutely love that. Say no to everything that you don't want. That's it, including the way you speak to yourself. You've really got to be vigilant about this until it becomes second nature. If you start being hard on yourself, no, and move that energy out. Be really, really clear. Don't let it spiral into something else. Absolutely not. You've got to start making these behavioral changes so that you start sticking up for yourself. See yourself as another person that you're sticking up for. You would never treat anybody or speak to anybody else like that. Even people that you don't particularly like, you still would treat with more respect, or at least with more empathy than you do yourself. So when you start thinking negative thoughts, or you start being down on yourself, immediately say, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not thinking that, and change the behavior, change the thought pattern immediately until it becomes a natural behavior as you move forward. This is all about part of claiming who you are and having that understanding for yourself. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. You've been way too hard on yourself for way too long in this lifetime. So this is something that you're going to have to, as a behavioral tactic, you're going to have to be very, very vigilant about until it becomes second nature. It won't take long. It's not going to take a couple of years, and not even a couple of weeks. Just be vigilant about it, and don't you dare use it as an excuse to say, all right, I'm going to stay in my lane until I get this. No, absolutely not. It's your time to get out there. It's your time to shine, just like Pile 1. Just as you're doing this, it's going to help you solidify the foundation of that first chakra that has been worked on and has been healed, and a lot of things have been worked through. But it's almost like, that cement, whatever that they use for to break up the cement, and it's really loud. I can't, obviously, well, not obviously, but I don't know the word for it, but it's like that sort of thing. You've been doing a lot of that work. Now it's about bringing it all together and cementing it over and building that foundation. Again, so we say on this channel so many times, do not go down the rabbit hole. It's nothing more for you to heal. All you're doing is presenting yourself with a nicer, better, beautiful way of treating yourself. And what that does, that solidifies all of that work that you've done in the first chakra, pulls it all together and gives that beautiful support to the second chakra, which is full of creativity and ready to get out there to shine. You've done all that work. That second chakra has been worked on. That second chakra has been working for you, and now it's ready to be revered, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be. I might even be getting frustrated with you, going, first chakra, get your shit together, let's go. But that's not really a big deal. Again, don't overthink this. Don't think there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be done. This popped out. Wheel of Fortune. What do you need to release? You need to release being nasty to yourself. Be really good to yourself. This also came out, 9 of Pumpkins. I love this card. Love it, love it, love it. You've got everything that you need here to move forward. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. You've got this arsenal of gifts that you're almost keeping to yourself. Now, we're just going to say this. It's probably not the best thing to say, but we're going to say it anyway. You're being selfish by keeping them to yourself when the world could have who you are. You're just being selfish at this point, right? You're being naughty, Paul, too. This is just, we're just being real, some real talk here, as one of my friends used to say, some real talk. You're being selfish now. We don't really want you to take that to heart. And we certainly don't want you to turn it around in any kind of negative form at all. But we want you to be out there. You've got all the gifts and all the talents with this Nine of Pumpkins. This beautiful energy coming in, and it can accumulate in a way that will bring you kind of the success that you want, and be able to put you in the world the way in which you want to be seen. Again, not necessarily by everybody, but it doesn't matter, because the people who love you absolutely love you. And the people who hate you might hate you. They might have a strong reaction to you. But you know, you don't need to worry about them, because the people who love you are the ones that are going to support you and move you forward. You know, all of these people that you know, that don't like what you do, I always say it doesn't matter. They don't pay your rent. They don't actually add to your life. It doesn't matter. You can send the compassion, you can send them empathy, and then move on in. Concentrate on the people and the level of existence that you have and how you feel around the people that love you. And the people who do love you, revere who you are and who you are in the world, and they want to support you and move you forward. There's soul family elements coming in. There's connections that you can make to move forward. There's elevations in all sorts of different ways that you can be out there in career doing exactly what you want to do. And again, none of this should really be coming out of nowhere, because all of this stuff you've been working on. It's not like all of a sudden you're like, you know, you've just been sitting around going, all right, I'm ready, let's do something. You've been working on this steadily. You know, for artists, you've been working on this, you've been working on that. It's just a matter of recognition. But you have that quirky element to you. Whatever it is that you have, and every single aspect of yourself that you put together in your own version of authenticity, which is glorious, it's exactly what the world needs. It's almost like the world is, keep saying the world is in a position where they're out of luck. They don't have enough water. They're in a drought. And you are Gatorade. You know, you're not just water, you've got the electrolytes. You're exactly what you need, that light bulb, click. So why on earth would you not want to be out there? So if this is a way to sort of, sometimes we need to trick our minds. If this is helping you trick your mind, or to work with your mind in that way, to give you that confidence to know that it's time to get out there, then do that. But if it's making you feel bad, please don't listen to it. Because each and every one of you is going to react to this energy is differently. So whatever, if it isn't working for you, throw it out. Because we only want to be a support to you. So you have the Page of Wands here, which is wonderful. You've got that passion, you're ready to go out there, but you also have that energy of the sort of the newness of it, not really knowing where it's going, which is, you know, the same sort of energy again, or the same sort of circumstances, pile one, again, very different energy. But the passion is there, and that inner child essence of just wanting to go out there and seeing where it goes is there. And that's absolutely wonderful. And that's really all you need, because again, with this firm foundation of the first chakra moving into support, the second chakra, and all the work that you've done, that's enough confidence for you to be out there doing what it is that you want to do. So go do it. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. This new moon is your time to move forward. So, and door to value, you have the Emperor. So you have this masculine, this divine masculine energy coming in, which is why knowing your worth. And this is how you can start negotiating with the universe too. You know, it's really important for you to not dumb yourself down again, not play small. And when you speak to the universe, I think this is what I want, but if you've got something better for me, step it up. Let's do it. Work within the highest version of you, and that's what you're going to attract. Again, work within melding the first and the second chakra together. The second chakra is looking for some support, and once you meld that first chakra with that firm foundation, you'll have enough confidence to say, I'm ready for big stuff. And you can say to the universe, I'm ready to go big. Show me what I can do. Show me. You know, absolutely. Once you put that energy out into the universe will match your energy. But as we said in pile 1, 2, you got to put yourself out there. You got to put that energy out there first for the universe to match that energy. You can't stay behind those doors anymore. Now you can, you absolutely can, but then you'll feel as though you're missing out. This is the time of your life. The first part of your life, no matter how old you are, was about accumulating energy, accumulating wisdom, working through your karma, working through a whole heavy caseload of crap that you needed to go through, but also integrating the wisdom that you had, learning the tricks and tools of the trade, whatever you needed to do. And it was a hard slog, and there was a lot of ups and there was a lot of downs, but you got through it. There was a lot of beauty too. There was a lot of haters, but there was a lot of lovers. You had a lot of this sort of dichotomy of going backwards and forwards, 6 step forwards, 4 step backwards, 3 step forwards, 1 step, that sort of thing. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. The next part of your life, which is opening up now, you have this portal coming in. See the new moon in Scorpio as this portal. And this is a timeless reading. Even if you're clicking on this in a year's time, this is your portal, this is your time. It really doesn't matter. It still is within range for you to do this because the energy is around this. You clicked on it at any time for being timeless. So this is your time to click into a completely different reality where everything that you've gone through is now able to be utilized in a way, for a larger way, throughout the universe, right? And this is where you sort of trade in some rewards here, seen for who you are. Things are a lot easier. Things move. That magical life is moving. No more slogging, ups and downs. You've done all of this. This is sort of, easy street. What is it? Is it Annie? Easy Street, all you musical theater guys and girls out there. Easy Street, that's the song that keeps coming up, Easy Street. Now the people that actually sing it in Annie, I think are, they're not exactly what you are. I think they're crooks, right? But the energy of it rather than the full-on version of it. But this is for you to enact this sense of confidence because you deserve this confidence. You've worked through this confidence. This is your confidence. You're not saying that you've arrived and there's nothing else for you to learn. That's not who you are. Again, you're always going to be researching and expanding and shifting and changing, but you know enough to be out to do what you are. And also, it's really important for the development of who you are to be seen out there now. You didn't come here to be behind closed doors. So this is using this divine, beautiful masculine energy that you have that's clicking in with the first and second chakra to support you, to make you feel safe and really feel that protection. You are protected everywhere you go. You've got some serious heavy hitters when it comes to who you're working with. You've come down already as somewhat of an ascended being. You've ascended throughout this lifetime, particularly in the last 18 months, and stepped into who you are in a different kind of role, or in a sort of a parallel role with everything that you've been doing. But at the same time, the other thing that's been going on is that, you came down as not an ascended master per se, but as an ascended being already. So this is not something that you're supposed to keep away from the universe. Whatever you're working on holds a vibration that the universe needs. Remember, your Gatorade, right? And the good flavor, which I can't remember, is it the blue or the purple one? You're the best flavor, not the limeade flavor. And no disrespect to anybody who loves the limeade flavor. It's just, to me, that's always like not the great one. You're the great flavor, the blue, the ice blue or the purple flavor of Gatorade getting out there. So who are you to not click into who you are and go get your just desserts? It's really, really important. Again, the portal is open for you. Door to value. Again, the only thing that's stopping you is you. There's nothing else for you to do here. It's just for you to really claim who you are, be really beautiful about how you speak to yourself, and provide that protection for yourself. Sometimes you don't always feel the protection when you're in and around the world because that first chakra hasn't completely sort of solidified yet. But if you could feel how divinely you were protected by your heavy hitters, these beautiful entities, these beautiful guides that have come in with you, that have been with you in many, many different lifetimes, and some of them are actually from your home planet. They are extremely powerful. They are here to protect you. And for you to be, if you could just feel at any moment just that feeling of how protected you are, you would never be afraid again. You would never be afraid to take another move. You'd never be afraid to do anything. You would feel that solidarity all the time. And this is a chance for you to move into that and feel it and solidify it in your life. So work with that first chakra. Again, don't go down that rabbit hole thinking that you need to heal. You've done all that work. It's just about solidifying and bringing it in and around that beautiful. So see it as the divine masculine, the divine feminine. You know, for you, this is not necessarily how the chakras work, and this is not a breakdown of how the chakras work. But for you, see the divine masculine pulling all that energy together in the divine masculine of the first chakra, supporting the energy of the divine feminine in the creative womb, regardless of what gender you are, in the second chakra. And once that's solidified, you're going to really be able to tap into that protection that you have full time. And after that, that confidence sets in, and then off you pop to do whatever it is that you want to do. This portal is open for you to take advantage of that at this time. There's no reason why for you not to walk through those doors of beauty and have that magical life. There's nothing else for you to do or to wait for. And again, this process of working with the first chakra, it's not a big deal. It's nothing for you to worry about. It's just acknowledging and working with the energy of it. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. Absolutely. Again, coming back to how you speak to yourself, make that primary, how you speak to yourself. Loving unconditional love, and make sure you click into that energy so it stays with you and becomes that learned behavior without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes you get really confident about it and really beautiful. Something happens in the external world and then you're back to square one a little bit. So get that going, get that clicking into who you are and make that the norm. And then you have my words in action are all beauty, compassion, and love. This came up, this exact one. I think it was obviously pile 1 because you're pile 2. Again, every way you speak to yourself, beauty, compassion, and love, without exception, under no circumstances. We don't care if you've not slept in 24 hours and you're tired. You still don't have the right to speak to yourself in a really, really nasty way. You have the right to speak to yourself with compassion and love and beauty at all times. A little bit of real talk here, pile 2. We want you to do this. You deserve this. We want you to see what we see. We want you to see what the universe sees. And we also want you to see what your absolute divine, very, very powerful guides see, because they're waiting on the wings to prepare you for something big, and you got to step up to the plate for them to be able to hand that over to you. That's what we have for you, pile 2. Very exciting portal for this new moon. Go be you. We are sending so much support and beauty for exactly who you are and where you are in the world. Go be you. Come visit us again at Unicorn Light Tarot. Until we meet again, take care. Okay, beautiful pile 3s. Again, this is if you chose the skeleton icon, and of course we have to have a unicorn skeleton on Unicorn Light Tarot. This is which Halloween object is a message for you. Obviously you've chosen your Halloween object, pile 3. So it's Halloween or Samhain, the new moon in Scorpio, messages of growth and support. We are gonna move our lovely little skeleton a little, so make sure you can see the unicorn aspect. So once it's a little bit further off, you won't be able to see that. So we're going to start with your oracle, and then we're going to move into our happy Halloween tarot. So let's get you your messages. It's time to release negativity. We've got the full moon in Scorpio, the new moon in Scorpio coming up. That's your first card. You got blossoming. Look at that. Beautiful. Showing your light and your talents. Also the number 33. You've got denial, number 14 coming in there. And then you have, you've got blossoming abundance, wonderful. And you've got the number 3. So there's an essence of soul family coming in for you. And as we're not surprised, there's usually a thread. I usually see it as a red thread that goes, sort of into and celebrates between, sort of pulls together pile 1, 2, and 3. Again, all completely different energies. But the essence of blossoming also, and coming into an energy of who you are. And also for you, there's this deep-seated understanding of knowing deep down that you're absolutely talented. And for some reason, again, a little bit different energy than pile 2, but for some reason, a little bit of nervousness about bringing your talents to light. Now, for you, there's a specific reason for it. In the past, you were probably persecuted one way or another for bringing your talents to light, or the knowledge that you had. And that's still encoded a certain amount in your DNA. However, you've done so much work with this and work through the karma. So what we say really is what's going on is the echoes of it. There's nothing that needs to be healed, as we say on this channel all the time, to go down the rabbit hole, get yourself into this healing, sign up for, past life regression courses and all of that stuff. Now, if you feel as though you want to, we're not going to stop you, of course, but it's not necessary. You're absolutely blossoming, and you're coming into an essence of blossom that moves you into a new direction, which brings in this alignment and abundance, which is wonderful. The only thing that's holding you back, again, you've got this in pile too, is absolutely yourself. Now, the negativity that you have in and around yourself is the denying of the beauty of what you do. So there's a payoff for you, for some of you, in keeping yourself small, because that way you don't need to deal with anybody's negativity. You don't need to deal with anybody coming at you. You don't have to deal with haters. You don't have to deal with it. Technically that's right. But also you miss out on an energy. Now, as you put out, we talked about this extensively in pile 1, as you put out your energy, the universe matches your energy and moves you forward. So it's about a chess game moving forward. For you, it's about matching your energy and moving forward, but in a very specific way. When you are out in the world and you match that energy, the universe is going to match the energy in very specific ways. They're going to send your soul family to you. A lot of you have not met all of your soul family yet. You've got little sort of crevices of beautiful people sort of all over the world that have helped you throughout certain circumstances. We're not saying that you don't have any support, like tangibly in the world, but there's actually very powerful soul family connections that are coming in for you. And these are the people that can really support you in a very specific way and move you forward in a very specific way. They're going to feel like family for you. And as you click into that energy, you're going to really understand why you're here. You're going to really understand that what you've been doing is actually been part of the collective. You've not been doing it on a solo affair. And you're going to feel this in every cell of your body. And it's very, very exciting. It's very beautiful. It's also going to click into this remembrance of your DNA and your blueprint in some ways, and it's going to make you feel tethered in a beautiful way to the earth, why you're here and what you're doing. It's going to bring you to new heights of who you are. And without putting yourself out there, the soul family is not really going to be able to find you one way or another, because it's really about energy attracting energy. So this is about not being in denial of how brilliant you are, gaining the confidence of your talents. Your talents are great. And not only are your talents great, but there's a frequency in your talents that when it's actually shed out and put out into the world, it actually wakes people up. It wakes people up. So people can go to therapy. Now, I'm not cussing down therapy in any way, shape, or form. I believe there are many different ways to heal in this lifetime, and everybody should be able to choose without looking down on each other how you decide to do it. If it's worked for you, absolutely wonderful. But we're just using this as an example. Say you go to therapy for 10 years, right? And we're not downplaying this in any way, shape, or form because of the power that you have. So you go to therapy for 10 years and it's wonderful. And you show up, you talk about your mother, blah, 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 blah. And all of this, and you find it helpful. You find a source of support there. But then somebody like you comes along and you create a book. And in that book, there's encoding. There's codes in there. There's light codes. There's beautiful frequency within the words that you have, and they weave a beautiful spell or a beautiful song, however you want to say it. We're saying spell because, regardless of, this is a timeless reading, but we are in and around Samhain or Halloween. It provides that with the person who's listening or reading, and it elevates their frequency immediately, and they're able to see what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to heal from sort of a macro version, from a higher objective version, looking down. And it makes everything so much easier to heal. So in essence, you've given them 10 years of sitting on a sofa bitching about their mother. You've done this and moved them forward in a way that's 10 years. They've probably saved thousands of dollars. This is the sort of thing that you can do. Now, this lady has an instrument here, so it could be music. It could be any kind of creative way, the way in which you articulate yourself. There's a creative means in there, but it could be fused with something different, something medical, something, for some of you, it's astrology, even the way in which you work within astrology. For some of you, it's psychology too, working with the mind, but fusing it in a different way, bringing in different levels of healing, holistic healing. Again, this is something that you've worked on. This is energy and wisdom that you brought in with you from many, many past lives, which means that you've worked on this, you've honed this in many different past lives. You've worked with a transmuting energy. You know how to work as an empath. You work through the painful parts of the empath and come out on the other side of it. If you haven't, you will. And you know how to transmute the denser energies into higher energies. Now, it doesn't mean to say that every now and again you get pulled back down into the denseness. That's fine. But the way in which you've healed is that you can pull yourself out of the denseness a lot quicker and get yourself really sort of rinsed off a lot quicker than you would have been able to do that 5-10 years ago. That would have really have influenced you. It would have taken you down, really influenced a lot of your decisions and a lot of your energy for weeks and weeks and weeks. Now you're like, oh, I lost a day to that. That's not good. That's not, well, it's not good or bad. It's not where I want to be, but I can recover from this immediately and do a 180. So it's not that you don't go back into it, but you can come out of it. And sometimes there's a genuine need to go back into the denseness to really immerse yourself and really understand what the 3D immersive experience of the denseness is, to come back out and go, whoop, yep, don't want to do that anymore. Just to remind yourself, there's no harm in doing that. We do live on the earth. There is a 3D existence here. We're seeing it all around us. There's different timelines playing out. There's different realities going on. Whatever you choose is up to you. Everybody has a right to their own choice. And Earth is a free will zone, but you're here to not work in the negativity. You're not here to work in the denseness anymore, and you're definitely not here to work. You're here to transmute and work within that energy, and everything that you do is tailored to that. So whatever you've been working on, whatever talents you have, you're at the top of the league, really. You're at the top of what you do. So even if you seemingly find success quite quickly, and people say, and we said this before, because this is going to happen with a lot of different people, they seemingly come out of nowhere. People are like, I've never heard of this person, and all of a sudden they're everywhere. There's a reason for that. You know, just because you've worked outside of the norm, if you've worked outside of the letter, if you've worked behind closed doors, you've been schooled in the way that you want to be schooled. You've done what you want to do. You've figured out your path, and you've honed in on who you are and how you're going to present yourself to the world on your own. You didn't need to do it with an audience in and around you. You may have started off quite about you, but then you would have had a period of sort of going into this hermit mode and figuring out what you want to do, because you wanted to be able to make the mistakes on your own path, sort of on your own path, be able to do things on your own way, in your own way. And it's not that you were ashamed of making mistakes or you didn't want to do them, you know, in public. It's just that you wanted to pull yourself out of the public eye to be able to do this, because you didn't really understand the public eye. You didn't want to be, at that time, you wanted to figure out where you started and they ended. It was, you needed to pull yourself out of that so you could really understand who you are. You needed to figure out your talents and yourself away from the world as an observational sort of tool, because you're commenting on the world. And for you, because you immerse yourself, because you see absolutely everything and you get overwhelmed a lot, and you know, and all of this action and all of this is so overwhelming for you. In order for you to really remain sane and have that objectivity, you had to pull yourself out of the world to remain objective, to be able to see the world and to be able to comment on it, again, in any way that you see fit, whether that be, you know, through science, whether that be through, a lot of you are artists, we're bringing in different disciplines, but artists, writers, whatever. So, but this is your time again, like Pile 1 and Pile 2, to use this portal of this new moon to really get in there and be you. And this is your time. So I'm just going to make sure, yeah, this is the right way up. So let's get you some extra info with our snazzy Halloween or Samhain cards, which I'm very excited about, tarot cards. I'd like to use these all year round. I don't, though. I don't think I've used these enough in the month of October, so they might be coming out in November. Just saying, giving you a heads up. So, yeah, this is your time to absolutely shine. And again, what it is that you do is really incredible. And you're all unique in different ways, all Pile 1 and Pile 2, but this is, you do have a uniqueness to you in Pile 3. You've got the Knight of Imps, you've got the Knight of Wands. So you have this really passionate, beautiful energy moving forward. And you've got that horse moving forward. You've got that energy, that kinetic energy. It does feel right. It does feel like it's time for you to move forward. It is time for you to be who you're supposed to be. And again, you know, some of you have felt this sort of this understanding, or there's been this sort of loneliness even when you're in and around people. And part of that is, again, putting out that energy to pull in the energy of your soul family. You're not here to feel as though that you're not protected, that you're not tethered to this world, and that you're not going to do great things, but you're not expected to do them completely on your own. Now, we're just going to give you an example because I'm this too, and I totally understand. You know, as a writer, you sit in a room, it's a very solo affair. Even if you're commenting on the world and you're bringing in all these experiences that, you know, have 4,000 or 5,000 people going on, it doesn't really matter. It's still you sitting in a room, sort of on the outskirts of life, commenting, writing, whatever. So if you are an artist with that kind of discipline, or you work in that kind of discipline, it's very easy to get into this notion that you are alone, that you are here, this you're a singular affair, even though you've got people in and around you, people who adore you, people who support you, people who see you for who you are. You may even be seen for your authenticity. There's still that essence of feeling alone. Now with the soul family, something clicks in where you don't feel alone like that anymore. And this is something that the portal is ready to open for you, to bring in that energy. Again, the universe needs to match your energy. So it's about the confidence of moving forward and not being in denial in any way, shape or form, having that confidence in what you do and knowing how it can shape the world. It's got nothing to do with ego. Oh, I'm brilliant, so, you know, everybody needs to bow to me. Not at all. It's about really honoring your gifts and the fact that you have honed in on these gifts for many, many lifetimes, and you've been here to deliver them in a very specific way. And it's not time for you to dim your light in any way, for any reason, even if you are afraid that, you know, people are going to dim the light for you, or are going to take away your power, or they're not going to like what you do. And it doesn't matter if not everybody likes what you do, because the power of your work says enough. Those people will not even have even an inkling of, they won't even be able to get to you. So underneath blossoming, you have the Page of Imps too. So you have this energy moving forward, this kinetic energy, this really, really passionate energy, and this divine masculine energy of moving forward too. But also knowing that as you're blossoming, there's so much more to learn. That's fine. That's perfectly reasonable to say this. And we said this with Pile 1 and Pile 2, probably in different ways. You know, as you're a starseed, and most of you are, you're always going to be expanding. You're always going to be researching. You're always going to be sort of figuring out new things and shifting and changing and being flexible. That's wonderful. But whatever you have now, the talents that you have now, everything that you've worked on now is more than good enough to be out into the world. So, you know, you don't need to wait for anything to sort of click into place, or let me just finish this, or let me just finish that. You know, if there's stuff that you're finishing, absolutely go off and finish it. But whatever is already finished, or whatever ideas you have already, they've been solidified enough to be out there, and again, to attract the soul family. That's the last sort of piece of the puzzle for you with everything that you've done. And also it's a present from the universe. It's a present. You know, you've decided to come down together. You had this conversation before you incarnated into human meat suits, right? You know, you said to your fellow starseeds, I'm going to do this together, but we're going to come in certain parts of your life. You know, you've got to pay off that karma. You've got to, whatever you pay off, you've got to work through that karma. You've got to do this, you've got to do that, but we're going to meet at this point, and then we're going to rise together, you know. And by this point, I would have done this, so I can help you out there. You can help me out there. Da, 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 da. You made these plans. The universe is simply wishing to give you what it is that you've signed up for. And it's about you putting out your energy and trusting in who you are, and really, and in that energy, allowing this beautiful blossoming that you've got going on to reach its incredible heights. So you can get out there, not denying any aspect of you, or dumbing down any of your light in any way, shape or form. So under denial, you have the Page of Bats. So you have the Page of Swords coming in here with the element of truth. Yeah, everything that you have, all of your articulations, no matter how they're presented to the world through literature, through art, through a combination of amalgam of many different things, the way in which you articulate yourself, and again, the vibration that you hold, it's sort of like it's threads of gold, and they thread throughout the world, and they thread through people's cells and psyches, and it's absolutely needed. Again, you came down at the specific time on Earth where we're seeing these different timelines and these shifts that have just, it's never happened in the history of Earth. Yeah, we've gone through many different times. We've moved through enlightened times and this, that, and the other, without a shadow of a doubt. But we've just moved into the age of Aquarius. We've never been in this time where we're shifting so drastically, where the darkness that's been here for hundreds, thousands of years is shifting. This is the first time you've come down at this particular time, knowing that this was going to go down. And having all of these traits that you had, everything that you've honed in on, this is your time, this is your element. And yes, there is a payoff for you, and it's up for you to go and grab. It's absolutely for you to go and grab, but it's an element of you that you need to do. You need to physically move forward and be able to reach for it. So you've got the sun. This came up in pile 1 too, this beautiful sign. Under blossoming abundance again. So as you blossom, you have the chance to use that divine masculine energy to create that sunlight, create that beauty wherever you go, wherever your words are spoken. They literally heal. They heal broken bones. They heal broken aspects of self. Again, we gave you that understanding. And again, we don't want to, for all you therapists out there, we don't want to take away from what you do. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. You know, but we said that 10 years on the couch bitching about your mother, and then you come in and do this. This is absolutely your time. This is a way that you can do this. You have a way of weaving this kind of magic that you have, and you do it in a room too. You understand that when you move into a room, you have this mysteriousness. You can feel people looking at you. Now, some people are triggered by that kind of power. That's fine. Let them be whatever. You've got that graciousness about you, but you also understand, you've really understood, and you've been working through this, your boundaries. You don't put up with crap either. You can excuse yourself from, you know, irreverent behavior that's not worthy of you. You don't have to put up with it. Years ago you would have. You know, but at the same, you can hold your own in any type of situation, holding your energy, holding your vibration. And again, this is something that you do in person, as well as your energy for whatever it is that you put out there. And, you know, and this sort of, this moves with people as they heal. There's a triggered reaction from somebody else. They go out and do something. They shift, they change. But it's all in the individual. What you do is you actually influence and help shine on the individual. That person shifts and shines. The book goes to somebody else, this, that, and the other. This absolutely can help and shift the vibration of the earth. So this is something that you're able to do, you know, from your typewriter, if you're a writer. This is something that you're able to do, you know, from the couch, if you're a therapist, if you, whatever it is that you do, and you bring in your own brand of beauty to whatever it is that you do. But it's all about stepping up, not denying in any way, shape, or form, using this portal of the new moon coming in to really claim what you are and actually meet the universe halfway, so they can bring you that soul family coming in, because there's tangible ways that they can actually help you. It's not just support and not just feeling not alone anymore, so you can integrate fully into the world. And then when you feel comfortable, then, you know, more beauty, more creativity, you know, pours out of you. But there's actually, there's proper ways that they can come in and help you and support you, you know, money, support, whatever it is. It'll be different for each and every one of you, right? Connections, whatever it is. There's a reason why the people that move you forward are your soul family, and they are ready to come in. This is your portal, like pile 1 and 2. This is a portal for you to move through, to go down the rabbit hole of things that you need to heal and do. You know, let me wait for a week and get my hair done. Do that too, but, you know, feel free to get your hair done. But this is your time to allow yourself to really blossom. So coming out of the element of denial. And again, we mentioned this in pile 2, I believe. Be really nice to yourself, compassionate to yourself. Words have power. I saw something recently, spelling. That's why we call it spelling, because it spells with words. So the way in which you speak to yourself is really, really important. To catch yourself if you're trying to be negative about yourself. I will not stand for that language. I will not speak to myself like that. I'm not going to do that. And recreate this beautiful language. Speak to your cells, every cell of your body. Thank them for the work that they're doing. Stay in that present moment and really create this beautiful energy of being really appreciative of every aspect of who you are, your beauty and your gorgeousness, and this incredible self-acceptance that you have that's going to move you forward and really able to move through this portal that's available to you in the easiest way possible to go get your magical life. You're on the precipice of it. You just have to reach for it. As we said in pile 1 too, you know, there's no sense in waiting for it. The universe matches your energy. Put the energy out. It doesn't just put it out in a particular way. It'll match your energy. Working with your higher self, you can say, you know, if there's something better for me, bring it in. Work with your higher self. I just want what's best for the universe. I want what's best for my higher self. Following the higher self, that blueprint, can't go wrong. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. That's what you're doing. You're all about truth, and you're all about putting truth out into the world. You're all about supporting people in their own truth and their own versions of reality too. And you're all about standing in authenticity, and for people to really understand who they are and heal from the inside out, and to be better people, bringing back humanity back into the earth, back onto the earth as a primary function, so we can all get on again. And this comes from really understanding all aspects of the self and healing from the inside out. This is something that you are able to do by realizing and giving compassion to each and every person. This is what your work does. This is what you do. I will persist. My will is strong. There's no two ways about it. Your will is absolutely strong. That's why we say to you, be careful how you use your words, because when you use your words against you, they can be pretty strong. You have that confidence, you have that light, you have that beauty, but when you turn it against yourself, it can go a little bit haywire. So the minute it starts happening, if it does, shut it down. I'm not going to speak to myself like that. Remember, beauty, compassion, and gorgeousness, complete self-acceptance for every cell of your body, how you look on the outside and the inside. I've spoken to this subject matter, and I'm going to bring it up again in one of my old blog posts on Instagram. It's going to be linked down below. If you don't follow me, I do a lot of writing over there, so come follow me if you feel like you want to. But you chose what you look like. You chose what you were going to look like. You chose your eye color. You chose your hair color, even if you dye it. You chose it before you came down on this earth. You knew what you would look like. This is not a coincidence. So you looking in the mirror going, you're not good enough, literally makes no sense. There is a reason why you chose your beautiful face. There is a reason why you chose your eye color. There is all a reason for it. So step up and act accordingly. If you don't think that you're a gorgeous beauty based on what the universe or what, you know, the 3D world thinks like, then this is a way that you can bring in this action and this gorgeousness by being stunning in your own way and owning your features and owning your beauty, and you can help others be in their authenticity too and do that too. So however you look is not a coincidence. So stop being hard on yourself for the exterior. A little bit of real talk there, pile 3, because you chose it and there's a reason why. Hone in on the reason why and claim it. Claim every aspect of it. Again, listen to yourselves, thank yourselves. Change everything. This is the way that you can change from the inside out and heal and even shift your appearance. 10 days of absolutely loving yourself and really getting into the receptivity of loving yourself from the divine feminine, from the inside out, changes your world completely, including the way in which you look. We absolutely promise you. So go claim that. Put your energy out there, go get your life, and watch as your soul family comes in and gets delivered to you. As a reminder, they are in for you because they are being delivered as a gift. The universe wants to step up and give you this gift. So allow this blossoming and this beautiful light to come in and really hone in, not just on the receptivity, but you've got a lot of the divine masculine element coming in with being very firm with yourself about your confidence, what you're here to do, and also that passionate energy of who you are. So really claim that divine masculine also as you move forward. So gorgeous pile threes, that's what we have for you today. We are sending you so much love and support for exactly who you are and where you are in the world. Go grab that portal, go be you, and have that exciting time with your soul family coming in. Until we meet again, take care. Bye-bye.